has the assassination attempt changed Donald Trump's presidential campaign? Joining me is our big news maker, Shalabh Kumar, who is a prominent financial backer of Donald Trump's presidential campaign. He is seen as a close aide of Donald Trump, and he has been backing him since 2016. He joins me straight from Chicago. Shalabh Kumar, really appreciate your time here on NDTV. My first question, how has the assassination attempt impacted Donald Trump's campaign strategy and messaging? And have there been any changes to Trump's rally and event schedule? And if so, what are they?
Good evening to your viewers who should be quite familiar with my face. They've been on it many times. And so just a little correction. I'm not just a financial backer. I'm the chairman of Republican Hindu Coalition, as well as I am the chairman of the Republican National Committee Hindu Coalition. So that's
Thank you so much. I stand corrected.
I'd like to have your people know that, so we are actively on the ground with our people in getting the vote out. So besides financial backing, a lot else goes on. Now, directly to your question, this particular event, that assassination attempt, has practically sealed the election campaign. It's almost over. It's very challenging at this point for Democrats to figure out what to do, because such a such a contrast has been laid out in the minds of the electorate that, on one hand, 2 weeks prior to this, you have this debate between President Trump and President Biden, where everybody recognizes, including President Biden, that it was really a bad night for him. And, he just seemed to be lost. He didn't seem to be anywhere. I could not answer any question. Sleepy Joe, as he's being known as. And in contrast to that, you have a man of steel, a fighter, doesn't look like even 78 years old, that after getting shot in his right ear, and fortunately, if he had been looking straight, it would have gone through his head, the bullet, and the assassination attempt. And 30 seconds after he is taken to the ground, he goes down by Secret Service. He gets up and has this fighting spirit, says, fight on, fight on, fight on. And, so that's what Americans like to see in their president. So that's why I say, as it stands right now, unless the Democrats come up with a different candidate, and they still have a month to go, unless they do something like that, this election is over.
Okay. Since you talk about that very much iconic image now with Donald Trump actually standing up after the bullet grazing past his ears, and then, showing that fist that has become like the defining image in many ways of the last few days and also of the Republican campaign, has that really affected the Republican tone and language on the campaign trail? What has changed post that?
Well, first of all, everybody had to change their speech at the convention because now the image is very clear. President Trump needs to be shown, seen more for those independents, for those now Trump Democrats, that he's a unifier. He's getting on along with everybody. So even all the opposition, that's including Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Marco Rubio, all the prior opponents, they all united behind President Trump. So the campaign after the assassination attempt has become a different campaign. It's altogether different. The enthusiasm in the delegates, in the people on the ground, the mega crowd, all the people, the enthusiasm is to the roof because everybody can sense that at this point in time, unless something, again, miracle happens for Democrats, he is the 47th president again of the United States, and we are all very happy about it.
Okay, so since you're already, seeing your presence at the White House, Shalabh Kumar, let me ask you this question. Of course, the tone and language on the campaign trail has changed and shifted. There's a great degree of enthusiasm, as you pointed out. But in terms of policy priorities, particularly the gun culture, the concerns which has been there around it, will there be a revisit on that? Will there be some kind of shift, particularly after that assassination attempt?
I don't think so. Personally, I have different views on gun control. I can openly say that I would like to have more gun control. But that's what is that, Second Amendment or whatever that amendment is in the United States Constitution. And people like to have control in self-defense, have guns for them. But I don't think this is changing any narrative there at all because this, whether there is a gun control or not, this assassination attempt surely could have happened anyway.
And what does it say about the American politics at large, according to you?
American politics at large is, country is divided. However, even before the debate, particularly after the debate, the country was pulling towards Trump because your bread and basket issues, your day-to-day issues. And, at one time, Bill Clinton said, is the economy stupid? Remember the famous phrase, is the economy stupid? So people are looking at their pocketbooks, middle-class Americans, all the Americans, low class, middle class, upper middle class, they go to the grocery stores and the prices have just gone through the roof. Even just going to McDonald's, going to Burger King, all these outfits. Now you spend almost like $20, which you used to spend for $5. Just a few years ago, it was $5, $6. Now it's $20. Everybody talks about like now going to a fast food is equal to going to a restaurant. So the prices for gas has gone up dramatically. Housing prices have gone up dramatically. Inflation is the biggest problem. So whether you are a Democrat, whether you are a Republican, whether you are independent, inflation is the biggest problem for Democrats. And, people can talk about what caused it, whether the infrastructure bill, whether it's spending money, whether it's this or that or that. But right now, Democrats are the incumbent party, and inflation is hurting all Americans. So that's where the politics is. And that's why actually you're seeing the poll numbers just are going through the roof.
Since you say it's economy stupid, that famous phrase that you recounted for our viewers, you are in the thick of campaign, you are involved in strategy, Shalabh Kumar. How has the campaign's fundraising and donor engagement been affected by this event? And let me add that another thought that I have on my mind, particularly with regards to specific voter demographics, such as minorities or independents, has that undergone a shift post that event?
Okay, answer to two questions. Money is flowing like crazy because, even the donor class is seeing that DJT is coming back as the 47th president. And just, I'm sure your audience, your people have heard what Elon Musk has done. $45 million a month till election. So that's what he's contributing. Peter Thiel, I mean, big time people. So they are coming forward and funding the campaign. So the money is flowing. Money fundraising has increased dramatically with the after the assassination attempt. And now the second question you had was on the independents. Now the independents, first of all, I'd like to tell you this.
To do with specific voter demographics, I mean minorities as well.
That's correct. Yeah, I'm talking about
and
minorities.
Fence-sitters.
Yes, fence-sitters, right. You see, we have, there are about 6 million Hindu Americans in the country. Out of that, 3.3 million are registered voters. I would like your people to know that Hindu Americans, Indian Americans, they like to declare themselves independent. They go back and forth. So, 2008, 2012, they were majorly for the Democrats for President Obama. And 2016, we changed that significantly at least in the battleground states to some 65%. Then in 2020, they shifted back to, because of COVID, because something else, we were not that much involved, and it shifted back to 74% for Democrats. So these are baby fence-sitters. Indian Americans, Hindu Americans, they decide practically at the last, in October, who they're going to vote for, or maybe on the day of the election itself. That's fence-sitters. They are not committed to any particular party. It's slowly shifting. It's slowly shifting to Republicans. Even if I look at that 2012 to 2020, in 2012 it was 84% for Democrats. In 2020, it became 74% for Democrats, not taking into account 2016, when in the battleground states it became 65% for Republicans.
My last question to you, when you came to know about this assassination attempt on Donald Trump, what was the initial report that had come in to all of you, and when did you get the complete picture?
Well, actually, I was watching the rally. I was in Chicago watching the rally. This was happening live, real time. We saw that, and all of a sudden there's sort of pandemonium as to what is happening. And as soon as President took his hand and put it on his right ear, something was wrong. And so obviously there's a concern. You never know what happens, that who the assassin was. Could be a terrorist, could be a well-organized group, could be a massive attack. So you just don't know. And but it was clear that the president is safe. God was watching over him. That is, within 30 seconds, we could hear his voice. Get me my shoes. I need my shoes. And then he gets up and raises his fist and says, it could be clearly heard by people over there. And we could tell he's saying, fight on, fight on, fight on. And then Secret Service takes him to his motorcade. And before he gets into the motorcade, he wants everybody to know that he is in good shape. He has come out of it not harmed, thank God. And he next 1 hour he spends in a hospital. Doctors check him out that everything is okay. And then that evening he goes to his Bedminster estate in New Jersey. So.
And when did you have your conversation with him and his family?
I not going to go into that, but I'm in close touch with the team and senior advisors.
My last question to you before I let you go, because you are seeing the entire event play out very, very closely. Is there a possibility of rethink on the Democratic side? I mean, the other side.
They have to come up with something different. Right now I'm still betting on last minute um, President Barack Obama convincing his wife Michelle Obama to step in. Then there will be a real contest. I would say probably then between Trump and Michelle Obama, there will be a contest. Between President Trump and Joe Biden, there is no contest. Between President Trump and Kamala, there's no contest. So they got to find somebody else. And inside, and I'm connected to a Democrat Hindu coalition as well. So I work with the other side as well. So they are good friends. Let's say behind the scenes, everybody wishes on the Democrats' part that Michelle Obama is persuaded to become the Democrat nominee.
Are you, as a Republican, also wishing for a good contest if she becomes?
Well, good contest is always a good thing. So, yeah, I like to have not just, runaway contest, even though I'm very familiar. I was very much involved in 1984, Reagan's 1984 re-election. That was a runaway. So, on one side, strictly as a partisan, I will say, okay, runaway is good. But, a close contest is good.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and wishing you all the best because the campaign is still heating up, as they say, and long way to go for the final day on which the polling will happen. Continue to stay in touch with us. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Shalabh Kumar, a close aide of Donald Trump and someone who's involved in the entire campaign strategy of the Republicans.